What's up, guys? Well, today, following up on that video I made on the old Hoover Bagless twin chamber, the elite style of Bagless Hoover uprights, today I thought I'd follow it up with this. Here I bring you a Hoover Windtunnel Bagless upright that has the Bagless twin chamber system. Earlier, you probably mentioned in my video of the Elite Style Bagless Twin Chamber System how that was a poorly designed Bagless system because that one was a direct air based vacuum, meaning basically it was a fan first vacuum, so to speak, where all the suction goes through the head, goes through a fan, and blows into the dirt cup, which sometimes that can create a lot of issues as far as spewing dust back into the air. Where this vacuum has definitely improved on that. It still has the Bagless twin chamber design, but this is actually a clean air based vacuum or bypass design, meaning all the suction goes from the head of the vacuum, gets pulled into the Bagless dirt cup, and then exhausts out through several series of filters. So basically, this thing is basically exhausting out clean air, which is one nice thing. And for this, because it's a clean air based vacuum and it pulls all the dirt in instead of blowing it in, you don't have to worry about any seals or stuff blowing out because of all the high airflow. Because this is basically creates a suction seal. It sucks down the lid so you don't have any leaks out of the dirt bin, which I do like this design. So anyway, let's go ahead and give a walk through the machine. So basically down here it has its patented wind tunnel technology. Basically what that is nothing more than suction channels inside the vacuum head that channel the airflow through the vacuum head, so the dirt you're cleaning gets more opportunities to get picked up. At least that's what Hoover's design was, or their thought was back then. Your carpet height adjustment is right up top here. This is pretty stiff sometimes because it's pretty hard to move. Right here, it does have the cleaning effectiveness per amp. Not too sure why Hoover put that there. That was more likely than not a marketing technique. It does have a 12 amp motor. And this is one of the more lower scale models of the Bagless wind tunnel because it doesn't have the embedded dirt finder, which I could kind of like that a lot better because some of the embedded dirt finders, I think those were quite gimmicks, to be honest with you. And sometimes when that little sensor there that hears the dirt coming in gets caked up with dust, sometimes it stays stuck on red and it's impossible to clean off and get working again, so that pretty much defeats the purpose. So anyway, right up here is the dirt bin, the famous twin chamber system Hoover did back then. Right here is this little locking tab that you pull that and it unlocks so you can release your dirt bin. So basically how the twin chamber system works is when all your dirt gets pulled in, everything sits on in this big chamber right down here, and most of the dust particles get trapped on this little mesh screen right here, and then the finer particles get trapped on this HEPA media pre-filter, and then you do have another pre-filter right here, and that's down inside there that it goes into the motor, and then you have a post-motor filter right here. I think this one has seen quite a bit of use, but it still works pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, I believe you could actually get true HEPA media filter, post-motor filter replacements for this, which would be really great for allergy sufferers because Bagless vacuums aren't really known to filter the air while you're vacuuming. So that would be a must. And plus add on top of that, that you already have a HEPA pre-motor filter that would basically give you a 2-stage HEPA filtration. So anyway, to put this back in, you want to align the mesh part with the 2 notches right up here. Slide it down. There's a little gasket on the filter that would actually catch right here and seal the filter to the dirt chamber. And then to put your little lid on the top here. This is nothing more than just to create more of a suction seal, basically. But to empty out the dirt bin, you have to take this off and then flip the dirt bin upside down to empty out all the dirt. And you can clean out this filter. There are actually little plastic picks that pick at the filter, and a lot of the dust will come off the filter, and then you can empty it out much easier. So this back in, just slide it straight in, and it'll slide down a touch. Make sure it lines up, and then pull down your little locking tab, then you're good to go. Here's the hose right here on the side. It is a flexible hose. Go ahead and get this thing off. The hose length is not the longest compared to most vacuums I've seen, but it's fairly decent. And I'm not too sure this hose is the best made, because basically you see you have to kind of twist it to get it to unravel that length. So right here you have 2 extension wands and another one right here, which here is where it houses the crevice tool. That is very nice and long, which is actually longer than most crevice tools I've actually seen in Hoover uprights. Okay, and then you have 2 more attachments up here. You have your dusting brush and your upholstery tool, and you do also have your pet hair turbo brush, which this is very nice. I do like the nylon green bristles that this comes with. It is a little bit stylish, but some people have made claims that these pet hair turbo tools are not the best, and I really disagree to that, because I have this same design on my Hoover Anniversary Windtunnel self-propelled bagged upright, and it actually works pretty good. The only thing I wish they did on this particular model was match the color of the pet hair turbo tool to the color of the machine, because I've seen one of these bagless twin chambers in a dark green color, and that turbo tool was painted in that dark translucent green to match the color of the machine. Also, you will notice right here that the door is kind of a bit cracked, but it's not a huge issue. It still works. The reason why I found it was cracked is because the dusting brush and the crevice tool were actually put on the wrong side. So, and they were trying to cram the door shut, and that's what actually put a crack right there in it. So I basically flipped them around, got good clearance. Now I'm able to shut the door no problem. So anyway, your power switch is up top here. Believe it or not, these old school slider switches are actually connected to a small little rocker switch down in the valley of the vacuum. So you don't have to worry about getting yourself electrocuted on this particular switch. So anyway, now let's go ahead and release the cord. It is a fairly long cord, I will tell you that. The cord hook, yeah, it is a little stiff. Just making sure the cord's not tangled. The cord's not in the best condition, I will tell you that, because there are some areas where it's chipped. I knew there was one big spot in the cord where there was a big chip in it. But anyway, I can't seem to find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's got a nice little tear right there in the cord. Might need to get a replacement, but for the time being, it works. So let's go ahead and plug it in. And now I'll go ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you guys. Oh, that's one small little issue that runs into one of these bagless wind tunnels when they age. See, when you try to recline the vacuum back, sometimes it gets stuck and you have to push down on the head of the vacuum in order to get it to its vacuuming position. The reason why that is because there is actually a little mechanical valve right down here that diverts all the suction going to the head when it's in its vacuuming position, and when it's in its upright, it blocks everything going to the head, so everything will go through your hose. And you will notice right here, there's some divisions right here. So basically, this one port goes straight down into your vacuum head, and there's another angle right up here where everything goes to your hose, which seemed like a good idea on paper for Hoover, but I really wish they would have kept the more simple design. See where you have a hose and it wraps around the top and connects into the vacuum head. This definitely does help out as far as airflow is concerned, and this thing does have pretty good airflow for a bagless vacuum. But sometimes as this age, that little spring inside the mechanical valve gets stiff, and sometimes you have to push down on the head of the vacuum just to get it to recline back. But once you get that, the vacuum works just perfect. So anyway, now let's go and turn this vacuum on and get started. if you heard right there, but that was that little mechanical valve that closed off all the suction to the vacuum head when I put it upright. See? When you recline it, everything goes to the head. Now let me go ahead and show you the tools in action. Suction, surprisingly, is very good. I expected it to be terrible, but even though the tool airflow is not as good as the bag counterparts, but it's fairly respectable for the kind of suction technology that they put down in the head. Anyway, let's pull out your extension wand. Crevice Tool. I do like that it has a pretty longer reach. Now let's go ahead and put this back in. Here's your dusting brush. Upholstery tool. And last but not least, your Pentair turbo brush. It doesn't spin the fastest because the tool airflow isn't the best, but it's actually pretty good. This vacuum is very nice to use, even though the tool suction really isn't the best. It could be better. So anyway, with the two extension wands in, I'll go ahead and hook on the Crevice Tool while I'm at it. This is how long of a reach you get with this. See, I can almost reach my windowsills. Well, I can if the vacuum was any closer. But anyway, this with two extension wands, this thing has a very long reach. So now let's go and put everything back. All right. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Hoover Windtunnel Bagless Upright. Be sure and stay tuned. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.